About 6 months ago, I joined a business mentoring program run by an incredibly successful online business owner. He's a young guy, he's only like 30 years old, and he never even went to college, but he has built a multi-million-dollar online company with thousands of happy customers. One of the biggest reasons he's become so successful is that he has mastered a principle called the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is pretty simple. It's the idea that in any given situation, about 80% of our results or outputs come from 20% of our causes or actions. This is true in a huge variety of situations. The best 20% of all salespeople account for 80% of all sales, 20% of all landlords own about 80% of all the land, and for you, about 20% of the time and effort you spent studying English will create 80% of your positive results. So the key to improving faster in anything, not just English, is to identify and focus on those top 20% high impact activities that are going to give you the greatest results and the greatest benefits. For people like you, business professionals wanting to improve their communication and move up in their career, here are some of the activities that will give you the greatest benefit. First, learning how to structure and organize your communication for all important meetings, emails, and business presentations. Next, learning key phrases you can use in many different business situations. Third, improving your pronunciation and speaking style so people not only understand you, but you can also keep them interested. Then role-playing and practicing your real work communication. And when you do practice this, getting corrections for any mistakes you make, as well as feedback on how you can sound more professional and make the best impression possible. On the other hand, some activities that won't have as big of an impact are studying and memorizing random lists of vocabulary words, having free talking phone classes where you basically just pay money to have a conversation in English, reading English articles by yourself without really discussing or reviewing them with anyone, casually watching general English TV shows, as well as free and cheap language exchange messaging apps. I'm not saying these things are completely useless or that you should totally ignore them, but as a business professional, they aren't going to have as big of an impact on your work performance, so they shouldn't be your main focus. Here's an example. Which of these three activities do you think would have the greatest impact on your ability to communicate in the workplace? Number one, spending 30 minutes studying and memorizing a list of 10 business English idioms. Number two, spending 30 minutes watching an English show on Netflix. Or number three, spending 30 minutes watching a video that breaks down how to give great presentation introductions and then using what you learned in that video to plan an introduction you can use for all of your weekly team meetings. It's the exact same amount of time, but hopefully you can see that activity 3 would most likely have the greatest impact on your communication in the workplace. If you aren't really sure what your high impact activities are, you can answer these questions. For your life right now, as well as in the future, number one, what English communication situations do you encounter most often? Number two, what situations are really important for your job and your career? And then during those situations, number three, what are my biggest communication problems and challenges? Your high impact activities and the best things for you to focus on right now are the challenges and problems you're having in those frequent and important business situations. Your time is valuable. Don't waste it on stuff that's not going to help you reach your professional goals. Focus on your high impact study activities so you can improve faster, develop yourself more, and maybe one day you can have a huge successful company like my business mentor. That's the goal I have for myself, at least. All right, so that's about all for this video. I would love to hear, what are your high impact activities? Let me know in the comments. Either way, keep up the great work, and I'll see you in the next video.